I went from 0 to 10,000 followers in 2 weeks on Clubhouse, and this is how you can do the same.
Our mission here is to help 1 million people start a business of their own and make sure anyone who started a business never feels alone doing it.
First up, number 1 rule, might sound pretty obvious, but of course make sure that profile picture looks seriously professional. Second, fill out your bio and connect it carefully to your Instagram and Twitter account. Don't overlook these steps. It gives you credibility within the ecosystem and will allow people to instantly understand what you're all about. At the bio description, make sure at the very first 2 sentences, it's clear what your USP is, what's unique about you. If you get this right when you enter rooms, I have discovered that I get pinged up on stage, for example, because of my experience. So make sure you get that bio description right. Now that might be the most simplest of things out of the 5 things I want to teach you here. Number 2 on my list of things you can do to increase the chances of you getting traction on Clubhouse. This one is, again, perhaps seems obvious, but getting it right is not so easy. The key, I think, that a lot of people miss is to join the right clubs and then carefully monitor when those clubs are running events. So for example, if you're interested in marketing, make sure you follow the marketing club on Clubhouse. Make sure you're actively involved in any marketing related events. Make sure the moderators in that room get to know who you are. Be a part of those clubs, follow them, ensure you ideally become not just a follower, because there's 2 options on clubs. You can be a follower or a member. Try to be a member, be a part of the community, not just someone that follows the community. The third thing you need to do on Clubhouse to get traction is you should follow like-minded people. For the first 2 or 3 days on Clubhouse, I just listened. I listened out for people that were like me, were thinking like me, were different to me, but equally I knew that I could have a good conversation and good debate with. And I followed those people. I didn't follow who I was told to follow. A lot of the time you go into these rooms and the moderators will tell you to follow everybody. Don't do that. Follow the people that you know are going to have an impact on your own personal life and perhaps teach you something, and ultimately people that you can end up creating some sort of tribe with, people that will eventually be that community that you're in, that will include you in the rooms and allow you to be part of that community. The 4th thing you need to do is get confident on Clubhouse. I know that it's not easy when you're building out a profile using your voice, perhaps if you're not used to just using voice, that it can be at first a little bit nerve-wracking. One of the ways I overcame this myself was I would write out on my iPad the script that I wanted to say, and I'd have it in front of me. Now, I knew what I wanted to say, but once you get up on stage, sometimes you can get a little bit nervous. And I've been public speaking for a decade now, but I still got a little bit nervous when I first started going on stage. So take that script and read it. But really the most important thing is that you actually start rooms of your own, and you start building out a community of rooms for yourself. Opening up a room is actually pretty easy, but you've got to get a couple of things right. First of all, make sure the title makes sense. Make sure it's totally unique. You'll see a lot of Clubhouse rooms start at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. You can also be a bit different. Start at 9:15 p.m. That way everyone's already joined the 9 o'clock room. Maybe they're loving it, maybe they're not, but they'll see that they've got another room coming up that maybe they want to join. Whereas if you try to compete with everyone starting at 9 o'clock, it gets a little bit tricky. But as soon as you start opening up your own rooms, you're going to find very quickly that you'll get a lot of people that will follow you because you're a moderator in that room. And a moderator, you get a little green mark underneath your name. It is kind of a power thing right now in Clubhouse. I hope that changes, because it's not really for me when I have a moderator badge about having that power, but it does let people know in the room who's running this room. So if it's a good room that you're running, you're going to get people following you that want to be a part of those rooms in the future. The 5th thing on Clubhouse you've got to know, and probably in my view the most important and the most misunderstood or not understood perhaps, is this concept that Clubhouse is not a lone wolf environment. You need a team behind you to make Clubhouse work. I think one of the early successes I had was I managed to team up with a load of other, I call them authentic, maybe it sounds a bit arrogant to say this, but authentic, honest, decent, knowledgeable entrepreneurs. And we teamed up to create a group. And that group then goes on Clubhouse together, and we work as a team to bring knowledge to the room. So it's not just Simon Squibb up on stage permanently answering questions, but there's a whole group of us that are permanently answering questions. It gives the audience, frankly, a more rounded experience. It's not just one person saying how brilliant they are and what they know, but it gives other people's perspectives, which I think is important in life. But a lot of people aren't doing this. They're going on Clubhouse, they're creating a room on their own, and they're wondering why there's hardly anybody there, and they're wondering why it feels like quite a lonely, hard exercise. And they haven't teamed up. It's not like Twitter Spaces, and I've done another video on Twitter Spaces, which you can watch here. Twitter Spaces is a completely different animal, or here, wherever you get it. I'll put the link here for you to read about Twitter, or listen to Twitter Spaces Insight. But the point I'm trying to make here is that Twitter Spaces is a lone wolf exercise a bit more, but Clubhouse is not. You will work and be more successful, work better if you actually team up with people. The boats rise together. So I am successful on Clubhouse because of the team that I'm working with. And so I'm very grateful to them. I will put their links to who they are below. These are great people that I think you should know outside of Clubhouse as it happens. But we have worked together in Clubhouse to create this network, and that network has meant that I have benefited from more followers, more support for who I am. By who you associate with life will definitely affect your image in life, and your perceived network will be affected by who you hang out with. So I hope you found these 5 points on how to get more successful on Clubhouse useful. If you did, I'd appreciate a like. If you have any questions about Clubhouse and you'd like to know more about how it works, ask questions below. If you still aren't on Clubhouse, then please let me know. I can help you perhaps get onto the platform. It's invite only, but I do have a few invites, so feel free to let me know. And in addition, if you want to understand how Twitter Spaces work or any of these other platforms work that we're always trying to explain to people, hit the subscribe button. Every single day, pretty much, we go live with an expert sharing some knowledge on something. So don't forget, once you've subscribed, to hit that alarm bell so you don't miss any of our live broadcasts with the world's most successful entrepreneurs and most insightful experts in subjects. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and let me know what you thought of this insight if it was useful.